So I've been working with AI for a minute now, and I just wanted to get off this rant because it's driving me fucking crazy. I swear to God, I can't deal with it. It's so frustrating. It's so absolutely mind-boggling. The fact of the matter is that AI, at least in my opinion, is not quite there yet. It's getting there. It's constantly improving. It's just not at the level of AGI yet. And for those of you who are unaware, AGI stands for Artificial General Intelligence. That's basically when it's basically competent. That's basically the level when it's super competent. See, one of the things that people fear about AI um, is all the sci-fi fantasy fucking bullshit we see on a constant basis. All of these motherfucking movies and TV shows and comic books and all this shit, books, regular books, right? Isaac Asimov type shit. Like, people are too afraid of the Skynet scenario when AI becomes super smart and decides to take over and destroy our lives and all this type of shit. While I understand that sentiment and is definitely something that should be, talked about and feared and all that type of shit we should be cautious about, that's not the scenario I fear. Okay, the problem I fear about AI is it being too fucking stupid to do shit right and fucking shit up because it does some ignoramus ass garbage. Because that's what the fuck I've been dealing with. Like the other day, had an issue where, long story short, it hard coded my fucking credentials into the fucking code, and then it committed that shit to the GitHub. It committed and pushed the credentials to the GitHub, which pretty much caused the credentials to be exposed. We had to rotate the credentials, and because we had to rotate the credentials, we had to fucking rotate the credentials, except for the fact that rotating credentials had adverse effects that caused shit to get broken. Then we had to spend all this time trying to fix shit because, this over here has a different code base, has a different database, so therefore it wasn't affected, but over here it was affected, and all this crazy. It's been frustrating the living fuck out of me. Long story short, AI is not there yet. Well, yes, we should always fear the fact that AI could be misaligned with human progress. The fact of the matter is, human progress is misaligned with human progress. See, one of the things I say all the time is that AI is like the digital representation of a corporation. Because it's kind of like the same shit. A corporation is basically like an AI. It's this faceless, bodiless thing that just does all this shit, but doesn't actually exist. Right? Like what's a corporation? What exactly is a corporation? Corporations are people, my friend. That's what retarded ass Mitt Romney would say, right? Obviously, a corporation is not a person. Because if a corporation was a person, I'd strangle the fuck out these motherfuckers. I'd be strangling and beating the fuck out these motherfuckers. That's what the guy be giving them the people's elbow. I'd be fucking slamming them motherfuckers on their head with a tombstone power driver. I would be fucking hitting them with the motherfucking, I swear to God. I was hurricane around at these motherfuckers. I swear to God, I'm so sick of these motherfuckers. But you can't, because a corporation is not a person. It is not a person that you can say, hey, what the fuck is up, Pepsi? What's going on, dog? Yeah, how you doing? How your kids, bro? How's your family? Oh, word. Great. That's so great to hear. So I heard that y'all about to do a big deal real soon. Like, you want to let your... No, there's none of that. You can maybe talk to the CEO like that. You can maybe talk to a fucking general manager like that. You can probably talk to the fucking can packager, whatever the fuck you call that shit. You can talk to an employee. You can talk to a member of the staff, but you can't talk to the corporation itself, because a corporation is not an actual thing. It's the same way with an AI, right? You can, well, yes and no. It's kind of the same, but kind of not, because like, okay, the AI has an interface. You can interface with an AI, but it's not the AI company, right? It's not like the AI system itself. It is an instance of the AI. It's like they have a core AI system that all these different users can use, but you're not talking to the actual AI system itself, if you're catching my drift. And you're definitely not talking to the executives of this AI company, unless you know that motherfucker, which most of us don't. Most of us don't have access to these people. So, um, as usual, in the modern age, particularly here in America, the problem with AI, in my opinion, is not AI becoming too smart and deciding to do all this crazy shit autonomously. That's not really the thing I fear, because at least as far as I'm aware, it's just not there yet. It's not even close to there, right? Like, Anthropic just released Opus 4.6, and then more recently, they just released Sonnet 4.6. I'm not impressed. I honestly don't really see much of a difference between 4.5 and 4.6. It's still retarded as fuck. It still does goofy ass, dumb ass fucking shit. It still makes the process frustrating as fuck. I'm talking about hellish. It is hell. I swear to God, at least right now, the way it is, hell would be using AI. Because see, here's the thing that happens with AI, right? Like, you'll be using it. At least like how I'm doing. I'm doing a lot of development shit. Mind you, I am doing purely vibe coding. I do not have any coding skills. I studied different coding languages back in the day. When I was in high school. I was never really great at it. I studied Java more recently, like a couple years ago, for like a whole year. And I got to the point of fucking what's that shit called? Dijkstra's algorithm. I just couldn't figure it out. My brain, as intelligent as I like to believe I am, I just don't have that level of intelligence. I just don't have that facet of intelligence. I'm just not great at programming. Okay, so I've been doing purely vibe coding, but with the vibe coding I've been doing, even with all of the checks I try to fucking get into place, even with all the different models and all the different programming practices, it still fucks up in the craziest ways. And then all of these fucking problems will cascade and make the process frustrating as fuck. Okay, so we're a long ways off from AGI. We're just not there. It's getting there. It's getting good enough to where it's actually doing shit that's not actually fucking up. Like, super duper royally, but it still fucks up. It still does crazy shit. Even though now it's taking better notes to say, okay, don't do this, do that, this works, that don't. It's still a nightmare experience. I still can't stand it. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I swear to God. If AI existed as a person, I would strangle the hell out that motherfucker. I swear to God. I use this shit called Orion, and I'm not gonna lie, it's been a bittersweet experience, right? We have our good days, our bad days. We have our good moments, our bad moments. Like, say, yesterday and last Monday. I don't know. I guess we have a case of the Mondays, because yesterday, which was Monday, and last Monday, the week prior, we start off great. We complete these tasks. We're building. We get this done, that done, this done, that done. Red team found this issue, found that issue, fixed this issue, fixed that issue. Everything's kosher. Cool. But then at some point, inevitably, we hit a super duper wall. I'm talking about a wall that's so fucking frustrating to deal with. We can't make any fucking progress. I'm talking about we're spending hours upon hours upon hours upon hours upon hours just trying to fix these fucking problems that shouldn't exist in the first place. That just, like, it becomes a shit show of bugs. Like, development is bug central. And then the worst part about it is that even though AI's gotten better, it still fucks up. It still fails miserably at solving a lot of problems. It'll claim it solved the problem, and then oh, it never did. It'll say it deployed to production, but oh, it never did. It'll say it committed the shit, but then all of a sudden you find out we're 4 commits behind, even though we just did a commit like an hour ago. How the fuck are we behind? Because it won't commit the shit that it claims to commit to. It's like dealing with the cheating ass motherfucker. They just suck at commitments or some shit like that. It's hugely frustrating. I can't stand it. So to all you people out there that fear AI, as I always state, the problem with AI is the problem that's always existed with AI. And it's not even the issue with AI in and of itself, necessarily. Right? I mean, you still got to deal with the fucking bullshit. But the main issue is the issue of capitalism. That's why we always talk about capitalism. See, ultimately, the Skynet scenario isn't necessarily an issue with AI. It's an issue with AI companies, right? The issue wasn't Skynet, the fucking AI. The issue was with Skynet, the company. The company. Because what is the issue with capitalism? The main issue of capitalism is that it's all about capital. It treats capital as the most important shit in the fucking world, which is the problem. That right there is the problem. Capitalism devalues humanity. In fact, it treats humanity like it's just another commodity, which is literally the exact problem with it. The whole point of a business should be to serve humanity, to help improve our lives. But as a person with the business degree, that's not what you learn in business. The goal of a business, the main goal of a business, any business, every business, is to maximize shareholder profits. To maximize shareholder profits. The reason why this is a problem is because, as I always state, there is no end goal to that. There is no point where you say, okay, we have fully maximized shareholder profits. Let's stay here. See, when it comes to maximization, maximizing the shareholder profit is what is referred to as the unlimited growth model, right? The goal of a corporation is to grow, to build, to maximize profits, which means more and more and more profits. When that is the end goal, well, there's no end goal to that. The end goal is infinity. So what does that mean? The ultimate goal is death and destruction. Because see, when you don't put any actual limits on growth, when you don't have a set standard as to how to grow, what growth means, you start doing any and everything to cause that growth to happen. It's very similar to this concept called the paperclip maximizer, which is why I compare AI and companies all the time, especially AI companies, because this is the core issue of AI companies, any and everything, individuals, rich individuals, greedy ass, psychopaths, narcissists, all that type of shit. It's the fact that they always want more. They need more. It's like a virus. A virus doesn't give a fuck about the host, right? It's like, say, if you catch any virus, you catch the flu, you catch coronavirus, you catch Zika, whatever the fuck is out there, the virus don't give a fuck about you. It's not going to say, okay, well, let's work together. Look, I'm only going to cause a little bit of pain. I'm only going to restrict your nasal cavities just 5%. No. It's going to maximize your resources as much as it can, either until it passes or until you pass. And the problem with this model is that if you pass, inevitably the virus will pass. Both die. That's the thing about viruses. That's the thing about parasites. They don't care about the host. They don't have an understanding, as far as I'm aware. Because for all I know, they have some kind of consciousness. I don't know. But I highly doubt it. I mean, we still have to learn all about consciousness and all that type of shit. But the thing about parasites, they don't have an understanding of, if I am a part of this host, I need to work with this host so that I can maximize my ability to survive, right? It's like, say, a bed bug, right? A bed bug is just going to bite you, and then eat and eat and eat until it's fucking full as fuck. They get so full, when you do a mere tiny touch, they explode. Now your blood all over your fucking pillow. If you don't know what I'm talking about, be happy, because bed bugs are hell. It's literal hell. I hope you never have to ever experience what's like to have bed bugs. But bed bugs, they eat and 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 eat until they are completely full. They don't have a limit. And so that's how viruses, parasites, all these fuckers work. They just consume and consume and consume until they either die or they kill the host. Either way, death is the inevitable end. That is a problem. Because if you're the host, well, you don't want to die, right? Why would you want to die? Who is like, I want to die? Because if that's the case, why don't you go jump off a fucking bridge? I know. Oh, shit. Why'd you say that? Now you're terrible, horrible. No, we got to start having real conversations. This is why we have to have these kinds of conversations. The other day, the last live, we talked about suicide. But as a society, we are literally killing ourselves. And this is a result of this hyper-capitalist, plutocratic, oligarchical, kakistocratic, kleptocratic, gerontocratic, theocratic, idiocratic, craziocratic, techno-feudalist corporatocracy. This nation that's run by a bunch of rich, old, bitch-made ass, thieving ass, conniving ass, unqualified ass, corrupt ass, fucking hoe ass, bitch-made ass Jesus freaks who don't know shit about fuck other than being bitch-ass seps for the rich, the banks, the corporations, and the churches, stealing from us, giving to them, gaslighting us on a constant basis as if everything that they're doing is helping us, despite the fact that we're 85 seconds to midnight right fucking now. You got a loony in office that just gave the fucking State of the Union address, and there was a bunch of cap. I know it is. I didn't even watch it, but I know it's a bunch of cap because he's a bunch of cap. And all these fuckers that have ever been in office have been bitch-ass cappers, lying-ass, delusional-ass, fucking sci-fi fantasy loving, propaganda peddling motherfuckers. Or should I say minor fuckers, because they love fucking minors and getting caught on a constant basis. I don't understand what it is. I mean, all these fools, all these loonies left and right, having to step down, having to resign, getting arrested because they can't stop fucking with the minors. But anyway, we'll get to that. Going back to the AI and corporations, all that type of shit. The fact of the matter is, when you have a society that is run by these corporations that are all working by the fucking unlimited growth model as their business model, well, it is inevitable that they will destroy everything, and that's why we're seeing all this destruction. That's why we're seeing that we're 85 seconds to midnight, and not even the corporations are talking about it. They're so fucking bitch-made and selfish, they don't even care that they're killing themselves. So when we're talking about viruses, this is what viruses do. They don't care about their own well-being. They just consume, they consume, they consume, they consume. So when business is booming, or when viruses, when parasites are eating, everything's good. But when they've had their fill and they fucking decide, hey, let's just keep going, and we ain't never had our fill, let's just keep eating. It's only a matter of time until they eat too much, and then they end up killing the host, and then they die. Which is how you know that these corporation. Okay, so one of the things that people love to say is that corporations are amoral. Corporations are amoral. Bullshit. I call cappity cap. Fuck that. They're not amoral. They're immoral. Here's why. Because first of all, they're being run by literal psychopaths who don't give a fuck about the well-being of others, the world, even themselves. Because again, they are misaligned with the goal of human progress. They don't care about human progress. They only care about their own progress. Okay? But their own as in the corporation, not even the people who are members of the corporation, who are in the executive boards of the corporation, who are workers of the corporation, just the corporation's ability to maximize shareholder profit. Profit, not well-being, profit. So yeah, they're making the money, but even the fucking shareholders, they gotta breathe air, they gotta eat food, they gotta drink water, right? They're not just robots that could just fucking live off of fucking sunlight or some shit. They're human beings. But they're so retarded, they do not give a fuck about how they are impacting the world, which is why we're 85 seconds to midnight and all these corporations want to fucking put down the back burner like it ain't that big of a deal, right? They cared more about the fucking goddamn Super Bowl than they did about our collective well-being right now. All these billions got made for the Super Bowl and they had zero impact on the fucking doomsday clock at all. Literally at all. Not even a fucking percent. And this shit with Iran doesn't help. But anyway, the fact of the matter is, when you have a bunch of corporations that act like fucking viruses, that literally their whole entire model is parasitic, you see why we live in these suboptimal conditions here in America. You see why there's so much suffering everywhere, especially here in America. Americans love to purport this idea that we're the greatest country in the world. But one thing you'll notice is that they never go into specifics about what is so great about America. They'll throw out these fucking platitudes. They'll say these catchphrases. They'll say these things like freedom and rights and all this type of shit. But see, I keep a constitution on deck to show you why America's the scam capital, the capital of the world, the divided states of corporations, because it seems like everybody, even the president, they forgot about this fucking constitution thing, right? You got a president that will fucking attack Iran all day, talking about how they allegedly murdered a bunch of protesters. But here in America, what's this whole shit that happened in Minneapolis, right? A whole thing about how Americans were protesting because they didn't want to just get shot. And in the midst of that, a protester got shot. And then your bitch ass tried to fucking make a bitch made ass excuse. Then you fucking put out articles, you put out memos, you put out propaganda talking about, oh, it's the Democrats' fault. Now, don't get it twisted. I do partially blame the Democrats because it is partially, actually a huge part, their fault for you being in office. If they actually ran good campaigns, if they actually talked about the shit I talk about, they would never lose ever. They would never, ever lose ever. Which is why I have such a huge problem with shit libs all the fucking time. Okay, because the long story short is, as a leftist, I will be the first to tell you Republicans, conservatives, they're corrupt as fuck, retarded as fuck. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. They subscribe to the sci-fi fantasy delusion, and those that don't are just stupid as fuck. I will straight up say that. I don't have a problem saying that because they believe in all this dumb shit. But when we get into the weeds of what they actually believe and why, they look retarded because they are. Right? We know that they're corrupt as hell. We know that they love fucking corporations. We know that they're greedy as fuck. We know that they don't actually understand their own sci-fi fantasy lore craziness. They pick and choose the different parts they like and they don't like. They pick and choose the different things that they care about and don't care about. They're so super duper hyper anti-abortion, despite the fact that their own fucking sci-fi fantasy leader has story upon story in their own lore that's pro killing kids and babies. And these same people have so much energy for all this abortion that's happening, but they don't actually care about when children actually are killed. Literally every fucking day. They don't give a fuck. When a child dies, they give their useless thoughts and prayers and move on about their lives on some parasitic shit. And the reason why we bring these minor fuckers up is because, see, these churches, they're hyper-efficient resource extraction mechanisms. They are also parasites. In fact, they're probably the worst possible parasites in our society because, see, at least corporations, for the most part, provide some kind of product and or service. Churches are the greatest, longest-running scam in human history because they literally provide not a goddamn thing in our society. Wait, hold up. Let me take that back. They do provide something. They provide a lot of rape. They provide a hella lots and lots and lots and lots of rape. As a matter of fact, you're more likely to get raped in a church than anywhere else in the fucking world. But that's neither here nor there. But the fact of the matter is, churches are a scam because they provide a product or service that doesn't even exist. every day. I mean, literally, like just the other day, I've been getting these responses on fucking IG because there was some video. I forgot what it was. I forgot what it was. I could look, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Somebody, as usual, said something, commented something like, oh, fucking, the only love and happiness you can get is from the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. These Jesus freaks always have to fucking rear their ugly heads and they always have to say shit. Mind you, I'm not, even though I talk about this shit on my lives almost every day, I don't talk about it all the time, like when I'm out and about. Like when I'm on social media, when I'm talking to people out in the street or wherever, I'm not just on this anti-theism shit 24/7. I mean, in my mind I am, but I can interact with Jesus freaks without getting into the conversation of Jesus freaky issues. Jesus freakinism, whatever the fuck you want to call that dumb shit. Christianity, theism, nonsense, cat, horse shit, caca, nonsense, useless bullshit. Whatever you want to refer to it as is whatever. But the moment that they bring it up, at least in person, for the most part, I try to hold my tongue because I already know how this shit is gonna go. I already know how it's gonna go because 100% of the time that I ask theists, when they start talking their sci-fi fantasy bullshit, I'll ask theists, okay, show us your sci-fi fantasy bullshit right now. It's 4:47 p.m. Central Standard Time, February the 24th, 2026. What is it? Where is it? Show us right now. 100% of the time, they got some bitch made ass excuse. Every single time. There is never not a time that they won't have some bitch ass excuse as to why they can't show their thing. They have no problem talking about it all fucking day. They get on their fucking soapbox. They jump on everybody else's soapbox. They'll jump in my soapbox and they'll be like, nah, you don't understand the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. The Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. But every time I ask them, where's this Jesus character? And they got nothing. Well, see, you don't understand. He's like outside space time. Or they'll be like, well, how can you expect me to explain in the physical what's in the spiritual? I'm like, you're the one that mentioned the spiritual shit. Why don't you explain it? You're the one talking about it. You're the one that brought it up. I didn't say nothing about spirit, nothing, because I don't believe that spirits exist. I don't believe that crap that you talk about. So if there are these things called spirits, why don't you show us? Why don't you provide a mechanism or a methodology or some kind of tool or something that demonstrates these spirit things that you're talking about? You can explain to us how they work, how we can detect them, how we can detect that these things exist, and what method or what tool that we need to use. Maybe we need to close our eyes and then think happy thoughts and then open and oh shit, there's a spirit. I don't know. But they provide us with not a goddamn thing. Every single theist, when we talk about these things, they have all kinds of different shit. I mean, it's all of the same shit, but from the list of bullshit, there's all kinds of different forms of bullshit. He's outside of space and time. He's in another dimension. He's in my heart and my mind and my soul. He is a metaphor. He's up in the sky. He is above the plane. He is above the firmament. Whatever the fuck retarded ass bullshit that's supposed to be. At the end of the day, they demonstrate nothing. Literally nothing. They just talk and talk and talk and talk. They talk passionately about this thing that they just can't demonstrate. That's why it's a scam. That's why it's the greatest scam of all time, because 2.4 billion people around the world, 200 million Americans believe this shit every single day. My whole family, my whole neighborhood, damn near the whole country. 2/3 of the country. And yet zero. I repeat, literally 0.000000000000000% of them can ever demonstrate any of that at all. And not only do they fail to demonstrate any of that, but they can't demonstrate how to use any of that to accomplish anything useful right now. Right now. I mean, think about the fact that we have a super duper Christy Christian president right now. And I hear your fucking no true Scotsman fallacy bullshit. All you bitch ass Christians can shut the fuck up with that shit. I don't want to hear it as well. He's not a true Christian, because y'all don't know what a true Christian is. Because ain't no goddamn such thing as a true Christian, because Christianity itself is not true. Like, it's not true. That's why y'all got so many different denominations, because each one of these denominations thinks they're the true one, and none, I repeat, none, not even the none, can demonstrate any of that crap that they talk about. I don't care about the Catholics, the Baptists, the fucking, goddamn Anabaptists, the Lutherans, the Kojics, the fucking whatever the fuck, Jehovah's Witnesses, the Mormons, the whatever the fuck brand of delusion you subscribe to, none of them can demonstrate any of their crap. That's why it's crap. That's why I'm so vicious. That's why I'm so mean. That's why I'm so rude about it. Because they've had way the fuck more than enough time to demonstrate any shred of their sci-fi fantasy nonsense to be true. And 100% of the time they fail. I mean, think about it. 2.4 billion people in the world that believe one thing, and not a single one of them can demonstrate any of it. Not one. They'll say all this crap. They'll say, well, there's this archaeological evidence. You can miss me all that. Because if you're going to tell me that there's the supernatural, super intelligent, super thing that exists in real life, what the hell do I need archaeological intelligence for? Archaeological evidence for? What the fuck I need that for? If I can talk directly to the super duper thing, if I can interface with the super duper thing right now, why wouldn't I want to do that? If you're going to tell me that there's this app I could download that allows me to access all the answers of reality right now, why the fuck would I not do it right now? Where is the app? Where can I download this app right this second? I don't need another second. Give me the link. Send me the link. Hook me up with the address. How the fuck can we find this right now so that I can access all these answers? Because I don't understand how these people can claim that they interface with this thing, that they use this thing, that they have this app thing or whatever the fuck thing that they claim that they have, and they're going to sit here and not have any answers at all. At best, bullshit-ass answers. That's at best bullshit-ass answers. Garbage-ass crap that we can do not a goddamn thing with, that we can't use at all to solve or even remotely address any major fucking problem in the fucking world, any major problem in this fucking country. I'm talking about homelessness, hunger, child rape, regular rape, any kind of rape, mind rape. I mean, it doesn't matter what the issue is. It doesn't matter. Suicide. Jesus is nowhere to be found. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit are literally nowhere to be found. That's why I'm rude as fuck. There is no good reason to fucking entertain this garbage anymore. There is no good reason to be fucking polite about this garbage anymore. We're 85 seconds to midnight. We ain't got time to be polite to your retarded ass. Your shit is retarded. Sorry to break it to you. I know you want to believe it so bad. I know that you're so passionate about your worldview and your belief, but you are wrong as hell. And not only are you wrong as hell, but you're killing all of us. You're putting us on a path of self-destruction. No good goddamn reason. So that one day if you die, you can go to the super duper happy place, even though you can't demonstrate that there is a super duper happy place in real life. And this is how you know it's a scam. Why do you have to die to live? Why you gotta die to live? Shout out to the battle rapper Chess. Why you gotta die to see heaven? Why you gotta die to see heaven? If that's not a fucking scam, I have no idea what is. Right? It's like, as an example, right? Like, according to the Muslims, or at least from what I've heard, because I don't get real deep in theology, but there's that whole idea of the 72 virgins thing, right? My question is, why wouldn't you, if it really matters that much to you, why don't you get them in real life? Like, while you're alive. Like, how crazy do you have to be that you're willing to commit suicide in the hopes that in some other world, some other facsimile of existence that you have yet to demonstrate actually exists in real life, that in some other world you could get all these bitches? That's retarded. Why wouldn't you want to get bitches in real life? Why would you not want to get real bitches in real life. Sorry, hoes. Don't mean to be offensive. I'm just saying, why the fuck would any guy want to die? Why wouldn't you want to actually get a chick right now in real life, in reality? That is fucking crazy. That is crazy. Fam, I would rather you pay $100,000 to go fucking hire a pickup artist to teach you all the fucking... It's not worth it. It's not worth it, fam. Your life is not worth the hope of possibly getting a chick if you can get a chick in real life. And that's the same way how I feel about heaven. Why would you rather die in the hopes that you can see heaven when you can directly contribute to making heaven on earth right here, right now, in real life, in real time, while we are alive? While we are alive, why would you not want heaven right now, here? How crazy is our society that so many of these people are literally content with death in the hopes that maybe they will go to some happy place where they will meet up with their lost ancestors and their dogs and their cats and their fucking whatever fucking vice that they have that they want to experience in real life. Why can't you just have that here in real life? Why couldn't we make it happen here in real life? Why wouldn't you want to help manifest that in real life? I know why, because it's too hard. It's too fucking hard. It's just so hard. It would just be so hard. Oh, it's just so fucking hard. That's not a good enough excuse. That's not a good enough excuse. You know what's easy? You know what's easy? Not doing shit. Not even trying to do shit. Just hoping that things magically happen. Well, guess what? That doesn't work. This mentality of let go and let go. Yeah, that doesn't fucking work. You want to know how I know? Because check this out. Check this out. So, as usual, as I'm sure you're aware, one of the sources I always use, CBS News, okay? Nancy Guthrie's family offering a $1 million reward for her whereabouts. Someone out there knows something. Savannah Guthrie posts new video on $1 million reward. Acknowledges mom may be lost. See, I highlight this story, and I'm not trying to make light of it, but to me, stories like this show you just how useless Christianity is. Now think, right? Savannah Guthrie, super duper Christy Christian, like most Christians, right? Like most of America, super duper Christy Christian. If what they believe was actually literally true, if it was literally true, why do you need $1 million to rescue your mom? Why don't you just ask the Lord? Why don't you just ask Jesus, the Lord and Savior, the ones that y'all refer to as the Savior? The one that y'all say Jesus saves? Why don't you just ask Jesus to, I don't know, save her? I don't know. Like, you can do all things through Christ, right? You can do all things through Christ, right? So you should be able to rescue Nancy Guthrie through Christ without having to spend a dime. Right? Right? Except, no, of course not. Of course you can't. Because, see, this is real life. And regardless of your sci-fi fantasy fucking bullshit, what do I always say? You're still subject to the laws of physics no matter what. You can hope and pray and wish. You can believe that with the faith of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. How you gonna move mountains? You can't move a fucking bullet. Ask fucking Captain Kirk over there. Yeah, you got the faith of a mustard seed, you could move a mountain, but you couldn't move a fucking bullet. And I ain't never seen none of these sci-fi fantasy loonies move any goddamn mountain ever. Not once. At least not without a lot of fucking technology and tools, right? Explosives and shit like that. Otherwise, I've never seen anybody move nothing. As I always say, on one hand, look, I'm a humanist, right? I'm not against Nancy Guthrie. I don't have anything personal against her in particular. I hope she does get found safe and sound. At the same time, fuck her, man. Fuck her. If she wasn't Savannah Guthrie's mom, this story wouldn't fucking matter. People come up missing every single fucking day. Why is this the story that's getting all the fucking coverage? Oh, because Savannah Guthrie is a fucking correspondent for fucking NBC News. So, of course, that story gets talked about every day because she's a more important person, right? She's more important than every fucking body. A fucking goddamn propagandist preaching this Jesus shit, but then all of a sudden her mom gets kidnapped. All that Jesus shit, where the fuck is that? Oh, Jesus couldn't do it, so now they need the FBI's help. And that's exactly the problem right there. Right there. If Jesus was real, why would this shit happen in the first place? Aren't y'all protected by the blood? Isn't this what these people say? They're protected by the blood of Jesus Christ. Cap! Fucking cap, y'all ain't protected by shit. If anything, y'all protect each other. And look, you do a miserable job of that because, look, you got to pay $1 million in the hopes that perhaps you might get her back. And what do they always say? What do they always say? If you can't figure out what happens within the first 48 hours, not looking that great. I'm not wishing any malice on Nancy Guthrie, on the Guthrie family. At the same time, I'm sorry, I can't feel that bad for you because this is what happens when you live in a hyper-capitalist society. You drive this division among us. When you create this society of haves and have-nots, people end up losing the respect. People end up losing the sympathy, the empathy, all of that. Because this whole time, y'all been ignoring our suffering. You think Nancy Guthrie's the first old lady to come up? There's all type of people that's missing right now. People come up missing every fucking day. Barely even a fucking topic of discussion. This bitch goes missing and it gets talked about every single fucking day. The CBS News want to talk more about this than the $100 million fucking payment made by the Brooklyn Diocese in an attempt to settle 1,100 cases, right? And as usual, what have I been saying? That story, the Brooklyn story, is a story that hasn't even been shown on any major news outlet on the front page, has not been actually being prominently covered. Prominently. They're being covered, right? CBS News did a fucking story about it last week. We talked about it all week. But what we showed you all week is that on the front page of CBS News, not even a small blurb about that story. Even though $100 million. $100 million in Brooklyn by the Brooklyn Diocese. $100 million. And see, the reason why this is such a big deal is because these kinds of settlements have been occurring all over the country, literally all over the world, honestly. If we're being real about it, hundreds of millions per fucking settlement for the most part. I mean, some of them are like, I think maybe it was Albany might have been like 8 billion. I mean, not 8 billion, 8 million. 8 million, right? But like we just said, Brooklyn, 300 million. New York City, the whole of New York, 300 million, right? So 300 million for NYC, 100 million for Brooklyn itself. So that's 400 million in NYC alone. That's $500 million, and that's just with the city itself and one borough. So obviously, the other boroughs gonna be coming through. The Manhattans, I'm pretty sure Manhattan gonna be a motherfucker. Queens, Harlem, Staten Island, Long Island, all that shit. And that's just New York City. That's not talking about all the other surrounding cities like Syracuse and Buffalo. Buffalo, I think they said 276 million in fucking settlements. And then all across the country, we talked about how in LA alone, $1.5 billion in settlements back in 2024. Well, it was 880 million in 2024, and that was on top of the 600 million back in 2008. So in total, that's how fucking much rape gets, gets found out. That's what gets found out. That doesn't include all the stories. These are just the ones that are documented. These are the ones where people came forward all across the fucking country. And it doesn't get talked about hardly at all. Right? I talk about it every day. I got one view on my fucking Substack. Thank you to whoever came through. But motherfuckers that got hundreds, thousands of viewers, where are they to talk about this shit? I mean, $1.5 billion is a lot of fucking money. Right? Like, I mean, maybe to some people, maybe to somebody like Elon Musk, that's not enough to fill up the gas in his plane. You know what I'm saying? You're a multi-trillionaire. I mean, $1 billion don't seem like all that much, I guess. But I can tell you, 1.5 billion would change my life right about now. Hell, 1.5 million would change my life. Hell, nigga, a couple stacks would change my fucking life, right? I'm broke as hell. But the fact of the matter is, this is a huge amount of money. These are a lot of people and cases where this is occurring, and it's barely getting any real mainstream coverage, like real coverage. I'm not talking about just, they wrote a fucking article about shit. I'm talking about the shit being publicized. I'm talking about when I go to CBS fucking News' front page, it'll be the fucking first thing that I see. Or at the very least, some shit that's on the fucking side of the shit, right? But like I said, you don't see none of that shit. Okay, they talked about the State of the Union address. Okay, they talk about that. And honestly, he's gonna do it tonight. All right, but my whole thing is, personally, I never watched the State of the Union address at all. Because why would I listen to a bunch of lying ass, capping ass fucking liars bullshitting me all fucking day? Right? But like I said, like I was just saying, prominent, Guthrie, even Guthrie's house may not provide enough evidence to help, sources say. All this fucking shit, State of the Union, minor Carter, helped lead to deadly capture cartel leader, the U.S. men's hockey team, and all that type of shit, blah, 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 passenger jet forced turn around. But where's the story of all these multi-million dollar, $100 million, billion-dollar settlements? Okay, they talking about the Epstein shit. Okay, that's fucking cool. He's the subject of a DEA probe. But I mean, Iran shit. But no, nothing about millions of dollars in settlements. Dozens of Democrats to boycott Trump's State of the Union address, which goes to show you our cacistocracy. They can't get on the same page because they're all retarded. Heck said demands full military access to Anthropic's AI model, says that, but you're not seeing the news about these fucking settlements that have been occurring across the country, right? And these are not small settlements. They're not small settlements. That's what trips me out about this shit. Cause, I mean, these are pretty big stories. Okay? As I showed you before, see the same CBS News, right? This was only 12 days ago. How it says the diocese attempts to settle 1,100 open sex abuse cases after paying 100+ million to survivors, right? You would think that would be front page ass fucking news. I mean, there's so many fucking Christians in the country. 200 million Christians out of 340 million people. Two-thirds of the country subscribe to Christianity. You would think that it would be important for them to know that this type of shit is happening and that it's a really, really, really fucking bad look for their ideology. Yet, strangely enough, this bullshit has been silent as fuck. Why? Why? I'll tell you why. Because these media companies, yeah, they're owned by a lot of bitch ass Christians, delusional ass Christians. Why do you think they work so hard to stop me? Because it's too easy to put them on blast and call them out. They have nothing. They have literally fucking nothing. They are a parasite on society, right? If they weren't such rapists, we wouldn't even know that they had this much money. So, if they weren't such rapists, what exactly would they be doing with all this money? Like, let's say they didn't get caught, or let's say they actually never did it. I know, crazy, right? Christians not raping, I know, insane. Especially Catholics, but let's just say they had the same money right now, the same exact amount of money, but they were just like not rapists. What would they be doing with this $100 million here in Brooklyn? What would they actually have done with that? If there weren't all these survivors coming out making cases, what would they be doing? What would they actually be doing to help society? And then we get asked the same question about all of these churches and archdioceses and companies and shit. What do they actually do? What do they actually provide to society? Right? And so the fact of the matter is they provide nothing. They help some people delude themselves into believing that everything is perfectly hunky-dory. But see, you have to deal with people like me, skeptics like me, who don't just accept your bullshit at face value, who are actually going to directly challenge you and be an asshole about it. I'm not going to be fucking nice about it. I'm not going to be pleasant about it. I'm going to be super duper insanely rude about it. People talk about how I have so much hate. No. It's not hate. It's just extreme scrutiny. Hyper logical scrutiny. I mean, this is basic shit. That's what's so great. I don't have to pull out these long-winded fucking goddamn philosophical diatribes where I go into a soliloquy or some Shakespearean fucking goddamn iambic pentameter fucking sonnet. All I do is say, where's the Lord? It's really that simple. Where is the Lord? Where is the Father, the Son, and or the Holy Spirit? I don't want to hear a bullshit ass answer. I need y'all to demonstrate this right now. Demonstrate it. Show us that this sci-fi fantasy delusion is actually like not a delusion. Show us that it actually comports with reality. Because see, here's the thing. Making up a bunch of bitch-made ass excuses does not convince me. Telling me that I'm so filled with hate does not convince me. Failing to show me and telling me that one day I'm gonna find out and all this shit, hit me with these weird ass veiled threats is not gonna convince me. You wanna convince me? You actually wanna convince me? Just show me. I'm a pretty reasonable guy. If you can provide just any kind of convincing evidence, you can change my mind right now. The thing I find so funny is when these people come at me and they ask me things like, well, what would convince you? And my response to that would be, well, if you directly interface with the Lord, and the Lord is as omniscient as you claim, she, or whatever the fuck it identifies as this, the Lord and Savior should be able to fucking inform you and give you the best possible logical explanation Matter of fact, no. It shouldn't even need an explanation. It should provide you with a method of demonstration that you can demonstrate right this second that not only would convince me, but would convince the whole entire world. Because if you can convince me, you can convince everybody. It shouldn't be that hard. It's not like you're making these weird, like, pseudo, like, subtle claims. Like, y'all be making the most boisterous claims. Y'all say that this thing is like the creator of the universe, that it directly interfaces with you. It talks to you. It told you stuff. It instructed you on these different things. It gave you the game. It gave you the plan. You were having a full-fledged conversation with this motherfucker. But yet, when we're in a public setting, zero of you can demonstrate any of that. You have no method for how it works. Y'all have competing ideas. Y'all can't even agree. Put 30 Christians in the room and they all gonna disagree about some shit about Christianity. Because theology is senseless, useless, nonsense. It's fake. It's literally fake. If it was real, it should not be this hard. It just shouldn't be this hard for one single Christian to show it. And so this is exactly why we compare AI to corporations. It's why we compare it to churches. AI is like the church if AI specifically was misaligned with human progress, because obviously the church is it's not just misaligned, it's diametrically opposed to human progress. That's why we're 85 seconds to midnight and all these Christy Christians don't seem to give a fuck at all. I don't get how 200 million people can just not give a fuck. I don't see how they can be discontent with the current state of affairs. I don't see how they can all say, or how some of them can say, any other Christian who gets caught committing crime. This is the worst part. Any Christian caught committing crimes is not a true Christian. Yet none of them can demonstrate what they mean by a true Christian. As I always say, I hate when they venture this idea that a true Christian means like a good person, because I can assure you that those two things do not go together. Anybody who truly believes in Christianity, your goodness is already compromised. Literally. Even if you have the best of intentions, even if you don't intend on causing harm, even though you intend on helping the world, what does the old adage say? The road to hell was paved on good intentions. That a true Christian does not mean that you are a good person at all. Because there are a lot of very, very disgusting people that we could say are true Christians, especially, what was his name? The dude that was the leader of what's that church? The one that's the God hates fags people. I forgot what their fucking church is called. The Westboro Baptist Church. Right? You can say they're true Christians because their bullshit is really, really biblically based. The only question is whether or not the Bible is actually a useful fucking source of information. Spoiler alert, it's not. Right? Because the literal core of their fucking belief, all Christians, doesn't matter which fucking bullshit you wanna subscribe to, right? Like they describe the Westboro Baptist Church as hyper Calvinist, which means nothing. Because at the end of the day, zero of these fucking minor fucking delusional asshats can demonstrate any of their crap. None of them. Literally not one. You can pick 30 different people of 30 different denominations, 0 of them can demonstrate any of their crap. Right? And so these people can think that they are serving the Lord. But just like what we were saying earlier about the unlimited growth model, the goal of Christians, because one of the things I'll ask Christians, what is the purpose of Christianity? What is the point? What exactly is the point of Christianity? Their goal is to serve the Lord. It's the same as the unlimited growth model. It's the same shit. It doesn't mean shit. The only end is death. The only end is death. That's why, in my opinion, Christianity isn't just a death cult, it's a suicide cult. A suicide cult. Because they don't give a fuck about the state of our existence. They don't care about the state of our society, our collective quality of life. They're so hyper-focused on death that they're content with society coming to an end. This is at the core of what I call the eschatological great filter scenario, right? For those of you who are unaware, for those of you who are new here, eschatology is basically end times theology. End times, and is mostly associated with Christian end times theology. The idea that the world's going to come to the end, you know, the revelations, the annihilation, the fucking end times, all that craziness. That's basically what Christianity is all about. And in my humble opinion, they want to manifest this end times so that they can prove their prophecy correct. That's how retarded they are. That at least many of them, not all of them, but many of them, are literally working actively to manifest the end times. That's the reason why you'll see fucking rapture talk trending. You'll see the rapture trending on social media. Every time some sci-fi fantasy loony has a dream or has a vision or has a delusion, has a thought, has a hallucination that the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ came to them and informed them that on September 23rd, some bullshit. All the media companies feed into it. I mean, even the New York Times had like a little mini article about the shit. All these media networks feed into this garbage. And what happened? Not a goddamn thing. Not one time. For literally over 100 years, since like the 1800s, ever since they started this whole rapture garbage, I think some guy in England was the first guy to fucking claim this retarded shit. Ever since that time, 100% of these claimants have miserably failed. 100%. At what point do we as a society decide they are full of shit? Because this isn't just like, oh, over 100 years. We're talking about thousands of years that Christianity's been around. Thousands of years. And people still purport this shit. And so the for those of you who are unaware, the eschatological great filter scenario is a potential answer to what's called the Fermi paradox, which is basically the question of where the fuck are the aliens at? Where are they? If they exist, where are they? Why have we not found them yet? Why have we not found clear-cut, concrete evidence for the existence of intelligent alien life? You would think that with our current technology, with the James Webb Space Telescope at the L2 Lagrange point, able to discover some of the oldest galaxies to ever form, never before seen in human history. With the Hubble Space Telescope in Earth's orbit, having studied the stars for nearly 40 years, that at some point we'd have seen something that seemed interesting, that seemed like some other intelligent alien life form, something like us, except we have not. So the question becomes, Why don't we see any aliens? Why don't we have clear-cut, concrete proof right now for the existence of aliens? I'm not talking about speculation. I'm not talking about assertions of loonies that claim that they saw something, felt something, got abducted or some shit. I'm talking about straight up the mothership right there. Boom, we all see the motherfucker. That's clearly not of Earth origin. That's clearly an unquestionable sign of some intelligent alien life form. Why have we not found that shit? And so one potential answer is what's called the great filter scenario. That the idea that there could be all kinds of intelligent alien civilizations out there, like us, with our fucking type of problems, with our fucking difficulties and our social ills and all that type of shit, but that for some reason, at some point, these civilizations fail miserably to get out of their own way. Either they destroy themselves or they allow themselves to be destroyed. They fail to shore up any and all existential threats to the point where some existential threat takes them out. Things like potential asteroidal impacts, getting hit by an asteroid or a comet, right? Like the dinosaurs went. Or maybe some kind of gamma ray burst, right? A fucking gamma ray burst that just is aimed right at the Earth, hits us, boom, toasts our fucking planet. Or some kind of viral outbreak, a biological terrorist attack, a chemical attack, mutually assured destruction, aka a nuclear exchange that fucks up a planet, or what I was talking about, the eschatological great filter scenario, the end times great filter scenario, the idea that all these people are gonna work intentionally. Either they're gonna work intentionally, like directly focusing on manifesting the great filter, their fucking end time scenario, or they're gonna allow conditions that they would deem as suitable for bringing about their fucking prophetic end of the world. Either they're working directly to make it happen or they're failing to prevent it, is what I'm saying. Either way, motherfuckers is ensuring that we don't survive. And judging by the current trend, given the fucking current state of affairs, it wouldn't surprise me at all if this was one of the things that causes alien civilizations to fail to reach their potential. Because we're seeing it right now. The fact that we were 90 seconds to midnight last year, we're 85 seconds to midnight right now, and this is not being front page news. Nancy Guthrie is front page news. Nancy Guthrie, one fucking person, right? Somebody who does not affect all the rest of us, right? And like I said, I hope she gets found. Like, I'm not down, so I'm not sitting here saying, like, I hope that she doesn't make it or anything like that. As a human being, as a fellow human being, I hope she's okay. The reason why I said fuck her is because you're one out of so many fucking people, and the only reason you're being talked about is because you have a daughter who is famous, a daughter who is a member of the media. So, of course, the media is going to protect their own. But what does the media do? They fail to protect us, which is why we're 85 seconds to midnight, and they're not talking about that at least just as much as they talk about Nancy Guthrie. We just looked at the front page, and we didn't see 85 seconds to midnight at all. It's a story they covered, but it's not a story that they make prominent. It's not even fucking, it doesn't even matter. Even though every single person at CBS News is affected. We are all affected because we're talking about the state of affairs of humanity. And it seems like these psychotic, psychopathic narcissists don't give a fuck. All they care about is how they can maximize their shareholder profit. We literally looked last week just to see it. I think we were looking up how much CBS News made in the last year, and the most latest data we can find is that for the fiscal quarter of 2025, June 2025 specifically, they made about $8 billion in profits, and they said they were doing bad. $8 billion was like, fuck! That's it. Damn, we suck. Damn. $8 billion would change most people's lives, but for them, that's not even remotely good enough. Yet we're 85 seconds to midnight. Think about that. Think about what it must be like to be an executive at CBS News who considers $8 billion a massive fucking letdown, right? Yet 85 seconds to midnight don't matter at all, doesn't register at all. Like, it's like it didn't even happen. How psychopathic do you have to be? Like it's so crazy to me. Like, I would think that at the very least, as a psychopath, as a narcissist, they'd at least care for self. That they'd at least be like, you know what? Fuck everybody else. At least I'm gonna protect myself. But how are you protected if annihilation happens? If the end of the world happens, if Armageddon happens, how are you safe? But that's how psychotic they are. That's how crazy they are. That's how insane they are. They don't even care about their own well being. They prefer profits over their well being. This is the same for not just corporate executives, religious followers, religious leaders, right? Because I guess they figure, hell, well, we're enjoying times right now. We got all the money. We're the ones in control. If we die, oh well, we're going to heaven. Even though, strangely, whenever I ask them, where's this heaven place at, they start getting offended. Like, so offended. Like, it's like the worst thing in the world. They'd rather die, commit social suicide, than deal with somebody like me challenging their absurdity. Think about it. Little old me can have this much of an effect on hundreds of millions of people. So much so that they ran me off of fucking TikTok because I would talk about this same type of shit every single day and was actually doing a good job amassing followers. Even with the bullshit. I showed y'all before. I did all these fucking great ass numbers last year, despite the bullshit of TikTok, right? And even with that, I was on the verge of fucking having my account banned anyway. And I'm literally doing the exact same thing that I'm doing right now. I do this over there, getting views, getting followers, and they would fucking work so hard against me. I've been suspended so many fucking times. I've gotten so many strikes against my account. Like, it literally sickens me, fam. Just to know that, like, me doing this on TikTok, had I not gotten so fucking screwed over, I could be the Mr. Beast of TikTok right now. I could be the next KB Lamb on fucking TikTok. But here we are, right? I got one view on Substack. I'm fucking hoping that I can build this shit on YouTube, right? Because even though my fucking main videos don't get shit, at least the shorts are doing some shit. So that's one of the things I do this for the shorts, because apparently the shorts are driving growth. So I just keep pushing because all these fuckers, all these minor fuckers who have all the money, who have all the resources, who have all the reach, who have all the personnel. I'm talking about corporations employ every fucking body damn near. Fucking churches just have members damn near of the whole country, 2/3 of the country. And we're 85 seconds to midnight. That is a goddamn shame. That's why I do what I do. I do what I do because we see these coordination failures. We see these entities, these organizations, these individuals that have all these resources, that have all these tools, and yet every single day we see that they are miserable fucking failures, at least in regards to helping us create a well-functioning society where we can have people's basic needs met, where we can improve our quality of life, where we can ensure our continued survival, and where we can constantly improve and thrive on a constant basis. this is why AI is the gift and the curse. Because I believe that AI is our greatest tool, along with the scientific method, or as a manifestation of the scientific method, to truly help us get everything under control. But at the same time, it's frustrating to deal with, like, every aspect of it. The fact that they have all these rate limits, right, is frustrating as hell. Especially they introduce these weekly limits, it is hell. The fact that it can be buggy as fuck. I mean, at least Anthropic got their shit on point. The shit I'm using, they gotta get their shit. They gotta get their shit together. It'd be pissing me off. It's been under maintenance all fucking day, and it's honestly pissing me off at the lack of progress because it's driving me fucking crazy. Um, but I do believe in them. I do believe in their ability to get under control, and that when I'm able to build this infrastructure and get it all together, this will be the absolute solution. I wrote a manifesto all about how we can transform our society, how we can literally overcome the great filters, all great filter scenarios, by creating a society that prioritizes our collective health, wellness, and most importantly, survival. Because we can't accomplish a goddamn thing if we're fucking dead. I say this every day. That's why I'm sick of all of this pro-death ass garbage. That's why I had to get that fucking loser out of my fucking group last week. Talking about we shouldn't have to conquer death. Get your death-loving ass the fuck out my shit, retard. The hell is wrong with you? If you want to die, go die over there with somebody the fuck else. We got more than enough sci-fi fantasy loony groups that are obsessed with death. Join one of them. Over here, we choose life. We want to live, and we don't just want to live, we want to prosper. We want to flourish. We want to live peacefully, harmoniously. We want to be actually happy. We don't want to feign happiness with drugs or vices, things that are harmful to us. We want to be genuinely happy because we're actually in good shape as a society. Physically, mentally, emotionally, all of that shit. We don't want to delude ourselves into thinking that everything's going to be okay because some super intelligence is going to fucking somehow, some way, something, some super intelligence that they can't fucking demonstrate at all. How about creating an actual super intelligence? Hell, how about modifying ourselves to become super intelligent? Why would you want to worship a god when you can fucking worship yourself? And I'm not talking about on some narcissistic ass bull. Matter of fact, how about this? Let's eliminate the word worship out of our fucking vocabulary. Because I just don't see a good reason for worship at all. Worship what? For what? To me, all worship is a simp behavior. Knock it the fuck off with that shit. And it's so sad because all these people are simps for literally fucking nothing. And I mean that metaphorically and literally. They're simps for nothing. They're simps for nothing. Like, it's not accomplishing shit. And they're simps for nothing, as in literally not a goddamn thing. This thing that they claim is so real and so true doesn't exist. They have literally zero method for how they could even begin to fucking unfalsify this fucking shit. And as we always say, we could do away with it using the Hitch's razor. The shit that they purport without evidence, we can dismiss without evidence. We don't need it. Even if we did need it, they don't have it. They don't know how to find it. They talk about it all day. They don't know where the fuck it's at. They claim they talk to it. No, they don't. They talk to themselves. They talk to nobody. They're basically doing what I'm doing right now, except without the fucking phone. They claim they talk to something. They make up their own bullshit ass logic. The Lord told me XYZ. No, it did not. Yo, the voices in your head told you that. You might have some kind of psychological disorder. You might need to get that checked out. And it's funny because we're literally in the midst of a mental health and substance abuse crisis. All these loonies are around us at all times. People look so normal, they look so calm out and about, but they're fucking crazy as fuck. And we don't find out until it's too late, till they end up on fucking goddamn Explore With Us or fucking Bloodlines on YouTube or any one of these crime channels. Obviously, the GOAT, Jim Can't Swim, JCS. Once we see these loonies on these fucking channels, we finally see, oh, this motherfucker's a loony. Motherfucker's crazy as fuck. And we got a lot of loonies all around us. I mean, in every facet of society, in the White House, in government, politics, and fucking business. Obviously, these sci-fi fantasy ideologies, they're all crazy. They make a hell of a fucking lot of money. These are big, huge industries. They are getting paid, but at what cost? The safety of the fucking world. All these people want to believe that we're so safe until real shit happens, right? People think they live in a nice neighborhood. That means ain't shit gonna happen to them until we see a Nancy Guthrie get kidnapped. And now Savannah Guthrie's offering to pay $1 million. The same Savannah Guthrie that believes in the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. She believes in the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, but as soon as shit hit the fan, go run straight to the FBI. Why don't you just run to the Lord? Why don't you go straight to Jesus? Why would we even need law enforcement if you got the Lord? I'll tell you why, because the Lord doesn't work. If there is a Lord, it doesn't work. But the reality is, ain't no Lord anywhere. The Lord is nowhere to be found. We talk about it every single day. If there was a Lord, if there is a Lord somewhere, it's useless. It's useless. It accomplishes literally nothing. That's why every time we demand these Christians to demonstrate to us that there is this thing and that it actually accomplishes shit, they never show us shit. And that's one of the main reasons why we show to them all of these Christians that get caught raping nearly every day. We'll take days off just to give y'all time to come up with some shit because as soon as we get back, we got more stories for y'all, like this story. Oh, pressed the wrong button. Like this. Former Living Word Church pastor receives 10-year minimum sentence. 3 hours ago, Randy Saylor, 73, will spend 10 to 25 years in prison after pleading no contest to 11 criminal sexual conduct charges involving juvenile victims. Also, a former teacher slash coach at New Jersey Catholic School at the center of third sexual abuse lawsuit. Like, come on, fam. Like, this is how rampant this shit is. It's so rampant that minor fuckers have multiple fucking lawsuits against them for the same shit. This is every single fucking day. We don't even need to read the story. We don't even need to look at the story. We don't even need to click on the fucking story. We just find story after story and we just do a quick Google search. Look at this. From Patch 6 hours ago, Lansdale native Bible teacher sexually assaulted teen. 6 hours ago, what did you look at that? They just can't stop, fam. That's 3 stories. 3 stories from today. 3 stories from today. Right? We ain't looked at the last few days. We don't need to. Because the fact of the matter is, this shit is happening every single day, and not a single Christian has a single answer other than, well, they're not true Christians. They're not true Christians. But y'all got a lot of fake-ass Christians among y'all. Wouldn't it be nice if y'all had this, like, super intelligence that could, like, prevent these fake Christians from entering your fucking parishes and like becoming leaders and finding positions where they can actually like engage in this sinful behavior? Wouldn't it be nice if y'all had some kind of a mechanism to prevent Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy fuck. Wait, time out. I found a couple more stories, and I find this very interesting. But wouldn't it be nice if they had this super intelligence that could just prevent these losers from representing it and getting into these high level positions where they have access to minors where it can violate them? Wouldn't it be nice? I don't know. Maybe I'm just fucking loony, but check this out. So, weirdo Russell Brand, with his Bible in hand, pleads not guilty to new rape and sexual assault charges. Come on, fucking dude. Once a left leaning political campaigner, Brand has rebranded himself as a conservative guru to millions of social media followers. And I actually followed the dude on fucking Rumble, even though I'll never be on Rumble, but Army Hammer's mother launching podcasts to let disgraced celebrities share their side of the story. That's kind of interesting. What does it say? As readers know, the Call Me By Your Name actor 39. I'm 39. What did he do? He has been accused of sexual assault, physical abuse, and cannibalistic fantasies. Interesting. On her Hollywood, we can't forget the top part. Army Hammer's devout Christian mom, Drew Hammer's new podcast will give disgraced celebs like her son a chance to tell their side of the story. So, on her Hollywood and Divine podcast, Drew hopes to give Army and other scandal-scarred celebs an opportunity to quote-unquote repent and explain how faith helped them and how they're redeeming them. So come on, fam. I'm sorry. Drew, knock it the fuck off. Knock it the fuck off with this retarded shit. This is how far these loonies will go to protect each other. She's going to give her son an opportunity to demonstrate how faith helped him. I'll let you know. It doesn't. That's why this shit keeps happening every single fucking day. When the fuck will you loonies get it through your fucking bitch-made ass heads that faith doesn't help shit? Faith is stupidity. Faith is evil. That's why these evil fucks keep getting caught every day. 5 stories from today. 5 stories from today. For today. And look at this bullshit they always have to say. There is absolutely a place for the Me Too movement, Drew told Page 6, but a lot of men have been hammered and it's been hard for them to have a voice. It's just been so hard for them. So it's a good opportunity to let them say what happened, what they did wrong, and repent. Shut the fuck up with this garbage. This is exactly the problem. Right here. Right? Because this is not a solution. Look, I'm all for giving everybody a platform to give their piece, right? Because, as somebody who's dealt with the First Amendment issues and social media censorship, I am all about everybody having their own platform to say whatever is on their mind. But I'm sick of this Christian garbage, dude. I'm sick of these fucking, what do they call them? Virtue signaling ass Christians acting like they're such wonderful people and being full of shit. Ignoring the most important part, that their faith is useless. Their faith does not prevent this behavior. Their faith does not solve this behavior. It doesn't cure this behavior. It accomplishes nothing. That's why every single fucking day, these stories constantly happen. And guess what? Because these loonies are always out here engaging in this behavior, fucking Drew is always going to have business. She's always going to be able to find some fucking loony who got caught doing some loony shit to come on and give their side of the fucking story with their psycho behavior. with their sci-fi fantasy loony garbage failing to accomplish any fucking thing. It's disgusting. This is what hypercapitalism does to society. It exploits the fact that there's these loonies, and instead of working to try to find solutions, they exploit their fucking behavior. That's the one issue I have with predator catchers and stuff like that. Even though, look, I'm not against predator catchers catching predators, right? Don't have a problem with that. But it's the fact that it's an exploit, because most people aren't going to have any empathy for predators, as they shouldn't. But these aren't working to solve the problem. There's not even remotely an attempt to solve the problem. It's exploiting the problem. It's profiting off of the problem while not actually solving the problem. Because everybody can't do these things everywhere. And even if they could, that doesn't solve it doesn't stop the person with the paraphilia from wanting and working to engage in their paraphilia. So why don't we create a society that seeks to understand this shit, that seeks to understand the human mind, that seeks to understand better treatment methods, actually practical, pragmatic, effective, and efficient methods or prevention methods, cures for this behavior, so that people aren't vulnerable to these fucking psychos? But who knows? Maybe I'm a fucking loony myself. Ultimately, the fact of the matter is this. We as people got to get real with reality. That's what all of this is all about. We have to get real with reality. You got to put your biases aside. You got to put your preconceived notions aside, and you got to get real. You got to be honest. You got to be honest, not just real, but honest, because you can't be real if you're not honest. Straight like that. And that's what I can't stand about theism and all these pseudo-intellectual sci-fi fantasy ideas and ideologies, that people are just completely incapable of being honest, of even admitting that they could possibly, potentially be wrong. They can't. They have a need to be right. And as I always say, there's a difference between needing to be right and needing to be accurate. This is why I know I have the right position. I have a need to be accurate. They have a need to be right. Here's the difference. And it's subtle but important. They have a need to be right. They have already reached their conclusion. So they have to try their damnedest to defend their conclusion, and they can't, because their conclusion is baseless. Their conclusion that there is this supernatural super thing is baseless and unjustifiable. They have literally zero method for providing even remotely a shred of evidence for any of this crap that they purport. They have nothing. They have literally not a goddamn thing, and they never will. But they will fight their hardest to try to argue their point. Because they're not going to try to convince us. They can't convince us. They have nothing. So, but they have the next best thing. They can try to argue us to death all day. And I don't deal with that shit. People get confused at thinking that I do debates. I don't do debates. I do demonstrates. Either you show me the shit that you're talking about, or get the fuck off my shit, and I will tell you how stupid and retarded you sound to me. I will be fucking super rude. If you can provide me with anything, you can change my mind right now. Literally change my mind right now. It's that simple. This is the ultimate ultimatum. That's why I'm the ultimate rage. It's time now for these loonies to demonstrate their fucking loony shit. And because we know that they can't, because it's not real, they've had thousands of years and they failed miserably, time is now to shut the fuck up with all this loony shit. And so these churches, these corporations, these rich people, these bankers, and all these sci-fi fantasy loonies out here, all these politicians out here purporting all this garbage, completely misaligned with human progress. You need to knock it the fuck off. I don't have a problem telling you that. I don't have a problem being mean to you about that. I don't have a problem making you feel like shit about that. I don't care about hurting your feelings because fuck your feelings. Fuck you. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about us and it's about the youth in the future. Because your sci-fi fantasy fucking bullshit has failed miserably, which is why the youth are always getting hurt on your watch by you, by your leaders every day. We keep pulling up these stories every day. Pastor, preacher, priest, fucking teacher, coach, celebrity, singer, songwriter, dancer, actor, rapper. All these loonies constantly getting caught every day. Every single fucking day, every day, every day, every fucking day. Every day we get on here and we show y'all new stories, new old stories, old news stories, every single fucking day. Not a single one of you can demonstrate your fucking bullshit, but I can demonstrate to you all these loonies among you every day getting caught for SA, rape, specifically child rape every single day. And y'all have nothing to show for it but bitch ass excuses. Well, you know, but can you prove it's not real? Well, you don't understand. The Lord gave us free will. No, you don't get. They aren't real Christians. They aren't real Christians. Well, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? They all the fucking bullshit excuses in the world. But they can't demonstrate to us how their bullshit actually helps us. And when I demand that they demonstrate to me right the fuck now how their shit helps us, how their shit helps us accomplish anything, how their shit actually helps us understand the nature of reality, master reality, figure out solutions to actual real world problems right now. They want to catch feelings. They want to get mad. They want to get sad. They want to get agitated. They want to say, I'm so filled with hate. No, you're filled with hate. Because as far as I'm concerned, you are the fucking hater. You hate having to demonstrate the truth. You hate having to be put on blast. You hate the fact that you have nothing and you don't have a single fucking argument against what I say. You can say all this garbage, but you can't demonstrate none of it at all. Not a shred of it, not one time. If you could, you would, and then you would convince me right now, and I would shut the fuck up. You mean to tell me out of the 2.4 billion people around the world, 200 plus million Christians here in America, not a single one of you can shut me the fuck up with your demonstration of your bullshit to be the truth? Who's the hateful one? Me, who cares about the facts, data, information, truth, evidence? Who cares about being accurate? Or the person who's full of shit, bullshitting every fucking day? That's why being accurate is better. I don't care about needing to be right. I don't care about you accepting what I say. I care about whether what I say comports with reality, whether you accept it or not. I care about if reality accepts it or not. If what I say matches with what the reality shows us. If you can pinpoint something I say as incorrect, as inaccurate, and you can show me, and then you can provide the data demonstrating how incorrect and inaccurate I am, I will accept it right now. I'm not no egotistical asshat. If you can provide a better data point, a better fucking source than whatever I have, I will accept it. Because all that's going to do is help me improve and become even more accurate. But if you're gonna come at me bullshitting me, arguing with me, trying to fucking appeal to emotion, appeal to bullshit authorities, appeal to the Bible, special plead for the Bible because, oh, it's the greatest book of the world. It was written by God. It was created by the Lord. Yet you can't demonstrate the Lord. You can't demonstrate why the Lord would need to write a book if he's available right now. Why would I need the book if I can go to the Lord straight right now? Why would I just go to the Lord and be like, yo, Lord, what the fuck? It's loony shit. It's stupid and it's evil. So that's why I choose good. I choose data, facts, information, statistics, evidence, the scientific methods, science, technology, engineering, the arts and mathematics. These are our greatest tools for understanding the nature of our reality. These are the best tools that we have for ultimately mastering our reality. Because if mastering our reality is not our goal, if that's not what we're aiming to do, then what the fuck are we doing then? other than bringing about our fucking potential downfall and allowing children and people of all kinds to be vulnerable to these fucking psychopathic, animalistic monsters every fucking day. So I'm going to end it right there. Thank y'all to everybody who came through. Thank y'all for constantly fucking with your boy. Make sure you check out offthe9.com. You know what I'm saying? Share everywhere. This has been another amazing episode of No Cap Zone, a place where we have a super duper strict ass dress code. Now get the fuck off with that capping ass garbage. The only kind of cap that we allow around these parts is your thinking cap. Otherwise, move the fuck around, get the fuck out of my face. Because all we care about are the facts, the data, the truth, the information, the evidence, things that can actually be demonstrated in real life. Otherwise, I have no idea what the fuck these loonies are out here talking about. And to be honest, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, so they need to shut the fuck up forever. And let us do the fucking talking, all right? Stay smooth out there. Stop being bitch-ass simps for these fucking narco psychos out here. Stand on your own, too. Let those fucking losers go. If they don't mean you any help, they mean you harm. And it's not worth it. Better to be lonely than to be getting your ass beat and possibly worse, all right? And most importantly, let's bring some goddamn sense to this crazy-ass world once and for all, okay? Offthe9.com, holla back at your motherfucking boy, man.